The worm, one word, it's freedom. It's enjoying, am I recording? Let's do
You
that.
are.
I don't want to miss these pearls of wisdom I'm going to share with you today. Kidding, kidding. The worm, one word, it's freedom. Ooh. It's enjoying, there we go. Shut off that recording. We are live now. This is role play. What the worm? Yeah, the early bird gets the worm. What is the worm? The worm is freedom to me. It is living life under your own standards, not hurting anybody, not imposing your will on anybody, all that other stuff, but it's living life the way you always wanted to live it. How did you always want to live your life, Robert?
I wanted to work wherever I wanted to, talk to whoever I wanted to on my own terms.
Yeah. How about you, Christina? What's your terms of life? What's your plan?
I want to travel and not worry of when I have to go back.
You know, you're traveling too much when you can't wait to go back to your own home, your own bathroom, your own bed, your own clean clothing. You know, you're traveling way too much. To me, it was to be free from worry of. I was at a time in my life, where I didn't have enough money. I was worried about money. I'd be up 2 a.m. sweating how to pay the rent and things like that. I'd be embarrassed. Credit cards wouldn't. You go out to dinner and you give someone a credit card, and the waiter comes back and says, "Hey, this didn't work." That's not the best feeling on a first date. Okay.
On any date.
On any date, it didn't happen very often. But the thing about it is I wanted to be free from stress, free from worry of money, live life on my own terms, travel. I love traveling. I've been all over the place. To just enjoy life, to remove that stress. Now, to do a job, someone asked me a great question this week. We will get to role plays, don't worry. Someone asked me a great question this week, said, "Claude, when are you going to retire?" And I said, "I hope I'm working to my last healthy day on earth." It's staying healthy, who wants to live to be 100 and not be healthy?
Right.
I don't. I'd rather just be healthy to my last day. So I work very hard on that. And when you have freedom, when you have financial security, can you be healthy? This is going to sound horrible. Do you think people who have money and free from worry are healthier?
Oh, definitely.
Why?
I guess all that stress is gone and it's not harming the body.
What else? There's a lot of other things. Why do you think? Why do healthier people maybe live longer? This is going to be controversial. I'm going to get in trouble with this topic, but
Have access to better doctors,
yes,
food,
doctors, food. You can you can hire good people around you, good health providers.
Mm-hmm.
You can afford to exercise. How many people have been too busy to exercise? You wanted to take a walk, a run, a bike ride, work out at the gym, but you were too busy or too tired from that job.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So is it worth being financially successful? Good morning, JC. I'm not ignoring you, buddy.
Good morning, sir. I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
No. You know me. I get on a soapbox. I go on a tangent forever, man. Shut up, Claude, will you? I can hear you guys. I got ASP here. The thing about it is, do you think someone who is financially secure is happier?
100%.
Lives life to its fullest and is healthier. What do you think, JC?
Oh yeah.
Let's let JC get his 2 cents in here.
Definitely. I mean, you get to enjoy life way more. Do stress free. You travel the world. You do what you want.
Yeah.
That's great.
And you know what's great when you have money? Your life is absent of hassles. Okay. You don't have to wait in line. You can travel first class. You can drive safer cars. You don't have to be inconvenienced as much as everybody else.
Do you have that TSA thing, sir?
TSA. Oh, to get through the line fast. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's standing in line at the airport for 45 minutes, Denver airport. The line goes around the entire airport. The airport's huge. It's like 10 football fields. Okay. And sometimes the line for security goes around and around. It goes to Justin. The line at the airport for security goes as long as it goes to Justin Chamness's house. It's that long. Absolutely. Hey, we got a celebrity in the yard. We got the man here. Justin, I was on your live yesterday on YouTube, putting in my pithy little comments, which was totally ignored, by the way.
It's not a real live, it's a replay. It's Justin TV. We've got 24/7 now. Justin TV.
Oh gee, now I feel so dumb. Fix me. How do you fix somebody? Justin, I must be the dumbest guy in the world. I do so many dumb things in real estate, and I am the stupidest person in the world in real estate. Can you I don't know, man.
I don't know. You can't really fix stupid, man.
Maybe you are.
Justin.
Well, this whole live stream 24/7 idea is because, I have to keep constantly coming up with new ways to try to think of things that Uncle Claude's not already doing. Everybody. Like shorts, okay? Like TikTok, okay?
Oh no, he's following you on that.
All right, you want to name it. He's probably already doing it. This is my attempt at that one thing that Uncle Claude's not already doing.
The thing is, you can do too much. Can you imagine?
So it might be overkill. You're right.
Okay, what's better? If you want to entice somebody, is give them a bag of potato chips or just one salty, crunchy potato chip.
That's true.
The one potato chip rule. Sometimes less is more. If you're too available to people, what do they think about you?
You have a lot of time on your hands.
It's a lot of time. Oh, I can call Justin anytime. He's sitting around all day long, with shut up money and stuff. And
right.
I can. No, scarcity. The psychological trigger of scarcity falls into so many different things. I want to do some role plays today. Okay.
Yeah. So
let's go back to that one. Prospect goes, man, I am the stupidest person. I have done so many dumb things, and I've got this property now, and I'm a worse landlord. I don't know how to repair anything. I always put the worst tenants in there. I am the biggest dummy in real estate ever.
Well, it can't be that bad, can it?
It is. I am really stupid when it comes to real estate, man.
Claude, would you mind me asking?
Oh no, he froze.
He froze. Oh no, he froze. What was the premise of that role play? Why did I do that? What should be going through your mind? Robert, you're back. I'm sorry. Robert, you just froze up, man. I'm sorry. Immediately. Let me repeat this. What should be when you have a prospect who's depressed, downtrodden, beating themselves up? What do you need to do? You want to do business with them. You want to make money. You want to get them to like and trust you. You want to make a friend. You want to make a friend. You want to make them fall in love with you. How do you make people fall in love? So what do you have to do to that person? You have to fix them. How are you going to fix me, Robert?
I did say something, but I guess I cut out before it happened.
Yeah, we didn't hear a thing.
Oh, shoot. All right. So, what did I say? I stroked and I nurtured.
Let me hear it. This is Role Play Wednesday. God, I'm stupid. I make a lot of mistakes. So many mistakes in real estate.
Okay.
Hey, Claude, don't worry about it. We all make mistakes, man. It's when you first start, everything is difficult. So don't stress it, man. I went through the same thing, and it's just part of life, You get over it.
Right. And
figure it out.
That was very good. You rescued me. You helped me. The best thing you can do is, you know what? I've made mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're fallible human beings. The thing is, would you like to fix it today? Don't beat yourself up so much. I made the same. I made worse mistakes, but we're not here for that right now. We're here to solve this problem, right? Do we want to fix this today? Can you imagine if we could fix this problem, get you out of this financial stress, solve this tenant and toilet issue and the money just leaking out of down the toilet? Can you imagine if we could fix this today? I don't know if that's what you want to talk about, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about that?
Yeah. Imagine for a moment we could fix this today, and you could have dinner with your significant other, and the problems are gone. Can you smell that air of freedom? That stress just leaving your body. You're sleeping well at night, and can you imagine if you found that solution? You wouldn't be able to take action right away, would you? To have that relief, would you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
What am I doing here? Christina, what am I doing?
You're setting up the image for him of having freedom, having a peace of mind.
That peace of mind. I'm hypnotizing him. I'm doing Claude voodoo on him right now. I'm putting that picture in his mind. The other day, I think Christina was on. I was with Randy George. I said, Randy, what is your favorite food? And he said, oh, spaghetti and meatballs. Just a big bowl with some beautiful. Christina, go ahead. Do you remember what Randy did?
I wasn't with Randy when he did spaghetti. I did it with the.
You did the
beach house.
taco.
Beach house with the sand.
He's got this big bowl of spaghetti with a giant a handmade meatball in the middle, some fresh grated Parmesan cheese all over it, and it's steaming and smelling. The whole room smells, and you take a bite of the meatball with a little bit of spaghetti and a fork and a spoon, and you put it in your mouth. Then you take a bite of this homemade garlic bread, and you wash it down with a lovely red Chianti. Okay. Now, I hope all of you like spaghetti and meatballs and garlic bread and Chianti, because if you do, I tell you right now, it's going to be in your head for hours today.
That's one of my favorite foods.
How did I put an image in your mind. I can make you hungry. I can even make you salivate. Remember Pavlov with the little bell and everything, made the dog salivate and everything like that? Imagine just with words, I can do this to people. That's power. That's powerful. Are we responsible for putting these images, for keeping the conversation going, for stimulating another person and getting them in that emotional state so that they beg you to do business with them, to please take my property, whatever you say, Christina, Robert, JC, Justin. I've made a decision. I'm ready, man. I feel good about you. Can you imagine if you could create that environment with just your words? How unique a human being are you now? Did you ever hear a dynamic speaker that gave you goosebumps? Okay. Speaker, motivational speaker, somebody else, and they just made you feel so good, so energetic and everything like that. Great speakers in religion, in business, and in politics, things like that. That's the power of words. So when we do, let's have another role play. We'll go around the room here. Robert, you got a role play in mind? It's Role Play Wednesday.
I do. I keep coming across this problem when I'm talking to people. They keep asking me, how do I exactly do what I'm doing? Like right in the very beginning.
Oh, I have a card here somewhere. The trouble is I have too many cards now. And I know Justin's dying to say the answer. So go ahead, Justin, take it away. Oh, found it.
What are we talking about with are you a lease purchase guy, Robert?
I do lease purchase and I do YouTube. I help people get more subscribers. But it's the YouTube ones are the people who keep asking me this question.
Yeah.
Ask the question. Let's role play it. Play it just like them. Be nasty, snippy, whatever they're dumping on you. I want you to dump on Justin now. Go for it.
No problem.
And Justin, you saw my little card. This is the perfect answer.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, but it's the perfect answer, in my opinion. Go ahead, Robert.
Okay. So Justin, you're saying you can get me more subscribers, but I mean, what are you doing exactly? So I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, geez, I don't know. That's a good question. Why are you asking? I mean, I have proprietary processes here that if I just told everybody exactly what I do, I wouldn't have a business, would I?
Right, but I mean, I'm not going to
He
dish
went
out.
right for the close. Sorry to interrupt, but he went right for the jugular right there. This is a guts chutzpah salesman, man. I like that. No dilly-dallying around. Just punched him right in the face there. Right from I don't know to, will you do business with me if I provide you with the solution to solve your issue? Boom. I love I don't know. Why do we love the word why do I love? You guys may not be comfortable with it. And sometimes I take what is called a pregnant pause when they do this. Go ahead, ask that question again, Robert. One more time.
Which part? Which one?
How do I know this will work? Or how do I know, how do you do this? Or whatever you said before.
All right. So how do I know exactly what you're going to do? Because I don't feel like dishing out $6,000 to somebody I just met.
I don't know.
You don't know? You're the one doing this. How do you not know?
Yeah. See how pissy he's getting? You're great in role play, Robert. I know you're not real, but he's playing it. He's playing it just like a real pro. Who's controlling whose emotions right now?
You are.
Controlling.
I am. Did you see how instantly pissy he got when I said, I don't know. Now I have to fix it. But when I get him emotional, is that the state I want him in sometimes? Do you think I have his attention right now? Do you think all 3.5, 4 cylinders are working really hard right now?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Justin went for the close. I like that too. There's no one method that is the perfect method. You got to do what's right for you and your environment, your product, service, your personality. Me, I want to get him a little pissy. Okay. Well, sir, it sounds like you're mad. Back in the role. Sir, it sounds like you're mad at me. I just did, and you bring up a good point. I wouldn't want to spend $6,000 for something I don't know what I'm buying. I mean, would you? Now, let me ask you something. What really is the problem? I'm not sure. Help me out just a little bit, and then I'll try to help you solve this. What really is your problem here?
The problem is.
Can I take notes? Do you mind if I write these things you're saying down?
Sure.
This sounds so important.
Sure. Claude, off the role play, I'm usually cold emailing people, so they would respond with, you reached out to me.
Yeah. Oh, this is just through email or texting?
Yep, Instagram mainly.
Yeah. Is it working?
Yes, I've closed 2 people.
Then keep doing it.
Okay, yeah. But a response from my method is they would say, you emailed me. And I'm like, can you explain what that means to me?
Oh, I'd love to. Hey, I have and then you've got to create an incentive.
Right.
You've got to put a carrot at the end of the stick. You got to give them a cookie. Okay. And you're not going to do it all day long texting. How many people here have been in texting email hell? Back and forth and back and forth. Do we make money that way? It's endless, right? Can you really communicate? Can you really communicate specifics to people by this stuff? You got to get them on the phone eventually, don't you?
Right.
That's your get. Create an incentive. Say, you know what? I think I have 2-3 ideas right now to help you solve this problem. Call me, Zoom me right now.
Okay.
Make it authoritative. Don't make it touchy-feely.
That's different. Right. That's different. I do get them on the phone as fast as possible. I have learned to do that.
Why is it so important in sales to get them eventually on the phone? Isn't that the mountaintop? Okay. Are you going to close somebody texting and emailing and smoke signals and carrier pigeons? Eventually, you got to get them on the phone. Why?
So you can work your magic on them with gut sales.
Work your voodoo, your magic, your Chamness Lucky Charms, all that good stuff. Absolutely. So I like the I don't know. Let's go back to Justin on that role play here. He was closing you right away.
All right, Justin, can you go over that close with me again so I can write it down just so I can have an idea for the future?
Yeah. Well, really what I tried to do there was jerk the rug out from under you a little bit, and then I was going to have to kind of redirect the conversation back into your needs because really what Uncle Claude just did. So what I had said originally was this. Well, I don't know. I do have what did I say?
Something along the
Proprietary
Proprietary solutions.
processes.
Yeah.
I
You were
have,
going right for the close, and I love that.
Yeah.
That's aggressive. I like assertiveness and aggressiveness.
I said I have
I think there's a place for
proprietary processes that I can't really share with everybody, or I wouldn't have much of a business, would I? And then, of course, you'd have to follow that up with something. We broke the role play, but what it sounds like to me, though, Robert, is the customer is so new and so green to the concept of what you're doing that really my approach probably wouldn't be the right one, because I think really at this point you really kind of just have to say, hey, this is really literally what I do. But you might want to preface that with hey, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? And then I'll be able to tell you if I have a solution that fits. And if I do have a solution that fits, what do you say? Okay, this is what I would call like a pre-close, or like setting them up, before you get into details. And hey, this is
right.
Hey, here's a graph and a chart, and here's social proof of everything, and then they're like, nah, we wasn't really interested in that.
Okay. And when they're not really interested, I put out a little one potato chip kind of thing. Say, hey, Robert, if you found a solution to your problem that was comfortable for your budget, I think you said $6,000, or maybe that's my price. If you found a solution and to a substantial certainty, you knew that would resolve your problem, increase your sales, let you sleep better at night, you wouldn't take action. You wouldn't, listen to my words very carefully.
Right.
They're very stealth. You wouldn't take action, would you? I can't hear you, Robert.
I think I would
You
if you had a solution.
you think you would. My wife once said she thinks she's pregnant. It was a very dangerous conversation. I mean, you think?
I mean,
you're not sure you would take action even to a substantial certainty.
could you tell me the solution and we'll see where we can go from there?
Sure, as long as I know we're on the same path here. So no matter what, you're not, even if you had 100% written guarantee in stone, you still would be thinking about it. You wouldn't be sure, would you?
I don't.
Hear that lovely silence? By the way, what happened with that silence? How hard is it not to talk? You cannot rescue him when you ask these set questions. What am I trying to do to Robert? The big Q, qualify, right? A guy who says, I'll think, maybe, probably, even when I said to a substantial certainty, and he's still wavering, is there a problem remaining? Yeah. You better believe it. Okay. No matter what, am I going to close this guy? Probably not at this point.
Uncle Claude, question here. We never talk about this, but this is a valid point for salespeople. And he's dealing with raw public people here coming right off of the streets, let's say. Okay, right? Like
Hardest
right
sale in the world, right?
Right off of the Instagram streets. Okay. Boom, into his DM. Yeah, I would be interested in this, or hey, tell me more, or some initial interest is shown. But he has a ways to go with this prospect, because this prospect knows nothing about him or his services or how it works or his processes, how much it costs. So he has the responsibility of closing, but he also, before that, will need to pre-qualify and either fire or maybe not fire. But he also has to educate this prospect to a certain level in order for them to be able to make a decision. So what's the best way a gut salesperson can educate someone, a prospect, on their product or service without presentations and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I ruined my sale. Oh, I assumed the wrong things about the prospect. Oh, I just lost his attention again. And oops, I killed it.
Yeah.
How does a guts, what's a guts educator gonna in a sales, you know what I mean?
Here's the trouble about education. We've all done this where we get the prospect, they're a hot prospect, they're into or whatever, they're curious, and they cross-examine us like they're a district attorney on this thing. Okay, and they ask us a million questions, 30, 45, 60 minutes goes by, and then they say, I'll think about it, I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Call me in 2 weeks. You didn't make any money, you just wasted it. You know what's the difference between a millionaire and everyone else? A millionaire knows he's going to die. He or she's going to die someday, and they don't want to waste a minute of time.
Here you go, sir.
Okay, so is a certain amount of education? Yes, but use it as a temptation. Qualify first, educate later in the full thing. Do I know if he has the money to buy the property? Do I know if he's the owner of the property, the decision maker? Do I know if he's motivated on a 1 through 10? Is he a 1 or a 9? Do I know if he can make the decision or he has a partnership or something like that? The trouble is, too many times I gave these magnificent $1 million slideshow presentations, and then I found out later. Did you ever go to a property, and you drove in traffic and everything, and you got there and they were late, and then they showed up, and then they said, I'll think about it. Now you got to drive 2 hours back in traffic again back home. I can't do that anymore. So it's a finesse thing, to answer your question, Justin. I've got to paint. I love my favorite word, Christina. I used it the other day during our training session. What was it?
Imagine.
Imagine. Hey, Robert, imagine for a moment we found a way to get you into a good home with a plan, with a financial plan, so you could have the luxury of time to qualify to be at your job longer, to raise your credit score, to save up your down payment, and we could get you into a home like that, let's say before Thanksgiving. Would you be able to take action on something like that if that opportunity came up?
If that opportunity came up and it was affordable to my situation.
Great. Thank you for, when you say affordable, could you mind sharing that with me? What do you mean by affordable? I'm not sure help me out. I don't know what you mean.
What do I mean by affordable? Something that works to my budget right now.
Your budget is?
I'm a little uncomfortable sharing that to somebody I just met.
Can't help you. Can't do surgery unless I check your blood pressure, man. I can't say, listen, if you can't share it with me, it's okay. I respect that. But you want to get into a house, a condo, a McMansion, or a cardboard box behind the Walmart?
Possibly a condo. That sounds around my range.
Condos in your area go for?
1,000 for an okay one, 2,000 for a month for an upscale one.
You mean the rental? And what do they sell for?
I think 200,000.
Okay, so $200,000 condo, $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Are you going to be? First of all, is the rent comfortable? Is $2,000 a month comfortable for your budget?
It's a bit much, honestly.
What is it? 1,000, 1,500, 1,750? You pick. Multiple choice.
All right. I see where you're going with this.
Okay. You see what I'm doing? I'm pulling it out of you. But I will fire you at one point. If I have a credibility or trust issue with you, it's probably because you're broke and you're wasting my time. Or I'm serious. This is, you talk to a lot of people. And how many people are time wasters?
A lot.
Too many.
A lot. So what's the first thing when you're buying, selling, investing, talking with people? What's the first thing one of the first things you should talk about?
Money.
Yeah. Oh, I need a house. Oh, really, sir? Really? Why don't you just call up a realtor? They got plenty of properties and everything. Let them do all the work. See, we work way too hard, in my opinion. The prospect should be doing all the work. The prospect should qualify themselves, should share with us their needs and greeds, and they should close themselves. Imagine for a moment we could find to get you into a house. I think you said your budget is $1,200 and you have $7,500 to put down. If I could find you, if we could find a condo that met with those needs by no later than November 15th, that's not something you would take an action on, would it? Would you?
I would highly consider it.
Just consider it?
I mean,
what would be your reluctance to make a commitment?
What would be my reluctance?
I mean, you came to me, you told me you're living in your mother-in-law's attic with the 5 chihuahuas. Always got to bring in the chihuahuas, sorry. It's just the way I roll. You told me you're unhappy, you have no privacy, the dogs poop on your pillowcase. I mean, maybe, if you can stand it, just maybe stay there a few more years, right? It's not that bad.
Claude, I can trust you with this. Maybe we could have a
Probably,
contract.
maybe not. We don't know each other that well. That's a smart ass remark. Okay, don't do that. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun in these role plays.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Yes. I hope you can trust me. Let's consider this. You owe me $1. It's attorney-client privilege. I'm a recovering attorney.
$1.
Yeah.
Okay, $1, and we'll have a contract.
No. I meant $1 for me to keep a secret. Now you've retained me as your counsel.
Oh, okay, I got you. At least I think I do.
Okay. In order to have, you said, can I trust you or anything? And I said, attorney-client privilege. You have to retain me. My price was $1 for that privilege. Okay.
Okay.
This is just sales banter sometimes.
I got you.
Yes, go ahead. What were you going to share with me?
Do you have a contract or something? So I guess we can hold each other accountable.
What would you? Yeah, I can do a contract. What would you like to see in it in order for us to make a commitment today?
I guess the range I'm looking for.
What is range? I don't know what range means. See, off the role play. I don't know. I don't understand. What does range mean? Do you hear a lot of these? How I need to pull it out of this guy, and he's very distrustful. He's playing this really well. Okay. Do you ever hear the dangling participles I do, which means? And you ever hear me do that in the conversation? What happens when you just have that silence?
You want to
Because
start
the other
talking,
person,
finish the sentence.
they finish the sentence for you, give you more information. Does this help?
Right. Yes.
You've got to be in control. The lesson from this role play, Robert, and thank you for it, is that you have to take responsibility for the conversation. And assertiveness is not a dirty word. If you want to work, what's the difference? How much time do we in our lives waste with unproductive situations?
A lot.
We want to be nice. We want to be friendly. We want to, and everything. We want to share information that we've studied hard. But why are we in business?
To make money today.
Amen. Yeah. Let's do another role play. Change it up again. JC, Christina,
Yes,
Justin. It's Role Play Wednesday.
Let's do one about just cold calling someone on Zillow.
Go ahead. Hello.
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 Hey, this isn't.
Hello. Hello.
Sorry, I have a cough.
You have less than 5 seconds
Mm-hmm.
to initiate a conversation or blow it.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when we pick up the phone and there's that person on the Mojo dial is waiting for the light to come on and then they pick it up? You know that delay? What is that? What do we all know about that delay when we pick up the phone? What does that tell us right away?
A cold caller.
It's a telemarketer, right? They got a machine that's dialing hundreds, thousands of people, right? Don't you guys know that already?
No.
Then when you pick up that phone and and that person doesn't respond really fast, I hang up
or
right
they
away
send,
because
or
I
they send
know.
you to another line.
Yeah, or it's a robocall, a recording, right? Okay, ring, ring. Hello.
Hey, your house is already sold, right? On 123 Elm Street.
It fell out of escrow. We thought it was sold, and I had the world's worst realtor. Yada yada. Are you a realtor or?
No, you know what? I'm not a realtor. I'm actually an investor, but don't hold that against me, okay?
Okay. Now off the role play. That's kind of Justin. What did you think of that response? I'd love your opinion on that. Already.
It was 80% there. It should have been worded a little differently. Like, for example, no, absolutely not. Not a realtor. I am a real estate investor. You're not going to hold that against me, are you? Okay, rather than don't hold that against me, and then the nervous laugh.
Okay.
Puts you on the defensive when you say something like that. Okay, but when you make it a question like, yes, I am a real estate investor. I'm proud of that. I've worked hard to get where I'm at. I've studied hard. Okay. I know something most of the population does not understand. I am a real estate investor. You're not going to hold that against me, are you? Okay.
Okay.
If you're going to address it like that, make it a question, because when they answer the question, then we're going to forever and always remove this problem from the table. It will never be addressed again. I'm a real estate investor, and you're not going to hold that against me. That is done. Let us never bring it up again.
Okay.
And that's how I think about it. Okay.
I like to turn it into a joke. I like to make people laugh. That's my style. You don't have to copy my personality or style, God forbid, but I like to use it. So, are you one of those? What did somebody say to me? Well, are you one of those bottom feeding investors? Someone said that to me once. I said, absolutely. We got to live too, And I said, gee, you sat, and then I turned it around. See, I'm from the school of get a cheap laugh or shock and awe them and then fix it later.
Right.
This is how I retain control and attention. Sometimes. So run that to me once. Are you one of those, whatever you said, investor or something like that? What was the role play?
Realtor. Is a realtor. You're a realtor.
You're a realtor, aren't you? Go ahead.
Actually, no, I'm not a realtor, but I am an investor.
Okay.
You're not going to hold that against me, are you?
I can be whatever you want, tall, short, Democrat, Republican, independent. Tell me what you need. Now why did you bring that up, realtor? I'm just curious.
We get that a lot.
Oh, really? Do you like talking to realtors, or do you find it annoying? I'm just curious.
No, I meant when you call Zillow, you get that a lot from the homeowners.
Yeah, work with it. Have fun. Why are they saying this stuff? Be empathetic. Why are they giving you these responses? You're not a realtor, are you? You're not another one of those bottom-feeding investors, are you? I mean, it's gone downhill immediately, hasn't it? Why is that person behaving that way?
They've gotten so many calls.
You haven't been lowballed by a bunch of investors calling you, have you, Mr. Homeowner?
Oh, it's horrible. Oh, they're calling me up, and this is my grandma's home, and we fix it up, and it's beautiful, and it's near the university, and it's walking distance to the Starbucks, and these people are calling me up, offering me 25 cents on the dollar. I can't stand it anymore.
Oh my gosh, I totally know what you mean. It would drive me up the wall too. I tell you what, I'm different than those people. You're going to love me. If I don't make you a lowball offer today, can we talk about maybe doing something more along the lines of what you're asking?
Well, maybe, yeah. Give it back to them. Fight for it. Yeah, you got to fight for it, right? If we're all sounding the same and we're all reading the same script, why are we surprised when we're getting 98% rejection? Isn't it the same conversation over and over all the time? Isn't it deja vu all over again? Yogi Berra said that, I think.
It is a lot.
Right. So let's change the paradigm. Let's reinvent sales. Let's change it complete. Let's rock the boat, man. You know what, Christina, it sounds like you're mad at me. Tell me what I did wrong. I'll apologize. I just called you up because I wanted to buy your property, but if you're having a bad day, maybe I should go.
You know what? I've been getting so many offers lately and it's just been overwhelming. I don't want to.
Why don't you
deal
accept
with
them?
me.
I mean, why haven't you accepted any of them?
Everyone's lowballing me. Everyone's trying to get my my property for.
So what do you think's a fair price for your home?
What I have it listed for.
Which is, help me out. I'm sorry.
The 38,000.
30,000. That is a cardboard box behind the Walmart. Okay. Okay. That is, you know, and let me. Well, I lost my train of thought here.
38,000 was like what? Wait a minute. What kind of deal are we talking about?
If I gave you, so if that's a fair price, the comps support it, and I gave you $38,000, you got an offer from me for $38,000? That isn't something we could discuss and do a contract and open escrow today, is it?
I mean, if you're going to do the repairs, yeah, sure, that sounds great.
Okay. The only thing I ask you, because that's fair market price, is would you be willing to accept terms for us to get to do that deal today? I can give you cash, but not full market price. So if maybe you want to sell this home fast and get yourself some cash, $21,800 in cash, I can help you that way. If you want the full $35,000, maybe we should be talking about a lease with option to purchase. Would you be interested in a full price offer, but renting it to me for 3 years?
Yeah, sure. That sounds great.
Oh, and you're the owner of the property, Christina?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have anybody, significant other or pet rock you got to talk to?
No. My grandmother gave me this property, so it was an inheritance.
Is it free and clear?
Yes.
I'll give you a full price offer. And if that's your best price, I'll send you a contract today. I'd like to rent your home for 3 years. I'll give you $1,000 a month, 1,000 down. And sometime in the next 36 months, hopefully it'll be purchased and you won't have to pay a real estate commission or closing costs. If you got an offer like that.
That sounds wonderful, Claude. Yeah, send me your paperwork.
I'll send you the contract now. You couldn't get it back to me before 2:30, could you? Could you do me that small favor?
I'll do you better and send it within the next 10 minutes.
I like the way you do business, Christina. Thank you.
Right.
I wish it was like that.
No doubt. For real.
Every now and then, a blind old dog can sniff up a bone. Okay. Every now and then you get one of those. If you're consistent, are you talking to people every day, making offers every day, following up immediately? And try to make it personal. I like to send people a little personal video, 30 seconds. I'll record it on Zoom, click the little button with the arrow up and send them that with a contract or a letter of intent with a time frame. Always put in that time frame. The clock is ticking. What do they call that? The fail safe or something like that?
Question, do you do that for every single individual? Do you customize them or do you have one already preset?
I customize it. Great point. Why do I customize it? Somebody else. Why is it important
to make a stroke?
Say again?
Is that kind of a stroke?
It is. JC, Mr. Guzman, if I did a video, Mr. Guzman, what a pleasure to speak with you. I really enjoyed our conversation. I've submitted, attached to this video email is a letter of intent with 3 offers, one for cash, one for a lease purchase, and one for subject to taking over your mortgage. Could we speak again, or could you get back to me on or before 2:30 today, and we'll consummate this deal? Once again, it was a pleasure. My phone number is 619-206-5960. I look forward to hearing from you before 2:30.
You put all 3 in the same one page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real short. Did you ever see my file? I have a special file with letters of intent. It's in my contracts folder in Dropbox. If any of you want it, just send me a go into the private Zoom room and send me a private text and I'll get it to you.
Awesome.
I have a sample, like 20, 30 samples of letter. A letter of intent should not be War and Peace, 800-page book, okay? It should be one sheet.
Sir, I got to step out. I got an appointment. I'll keep you updated on the deal. I'm waiting on the pictures from the seller. She was out of town. She gets back today. So hopefully the repairs is not that much, because she has said it was just the kitchen. But now when I spoke to her last time, she said also the bathroom. So I'm gonna see what the pictures look like and see if we got a deal.
You lock her up now. When they're doing repairs, when it's in probate, can you get a premature commitment, or can you get a contract for a property that's in probate, for instance, or doing extensive repairs over the 6 months? Can you get a contract today subject to it being cleared through the courts, clear title, repairs are done? Can you get can you structure a contract subject to the completion of the repairs or clear title? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Why not? You can do anything both parties agree to, as long as it's within the legal system. Okay. Hey, when you get somebody on the phone who's not ready to do business because, well, we need to stay here another 3 months. Hey, Robert, I want to do this lease purchase. This sounds so good, Robert, but we need to stay in this property until after the holidays. Okay. We celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and the Tet holiday.
So what would be what would be the last date?
January 13th at 2:30.
I'm sorry, what?
January 13th at 2:30.
January 13th at 2:30. So if we get that on paper, would you want to go through with the lease purchase so that we can start? I'm listening.
You mean you could start it after the 13th? I'm not sure if I understand. I'm unsophisticated.
What if I did this for you? We can actually start advertising it today. So when you move out, we'll have somebody in the house as soon as you leave at 2:30. How does that sound to you?
Well, I don't want people coming over while we're carving up the turkey with grandma there and everything. I don't want people coming in and out of my house. It's an stalls and objections. We got to handle them, don't we? Isn't that the whole point? Role play. Hey, good point. Give me a stroke. When you get in trouble, give me a stroke. Great. Oh, so glad you brought that up. You know what? If that was me, I'd feel the same way. It's family time. We don't want strangers going through. I know. I totally understand how you feel, and then you fix it.
Okay.
Stroke, nurture, be empathetic, and then fix it. Real important. Hello, Amanda. Amanda's from London. She brought fish and chips for everybody.
We're out of fish and chips.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone. I just listened in to see where I can catch up.
Good. Robert, give me a stroke. Tell me you understand. I know how I feel, and then suggest something where we could fix it.
No problem. So, Claude, thank you for sharing that with me, man. I totally understand you don't want people sitting at the table that you don't know, checking out your house while you're trying to carve that turkey. But what if I did this for you? What if we could schedule that while you're not at the house?
I'm a little nervous about strangers coming. Could we do it after we move out? We should be moving out no later than the 13th. Couldn't we do all this after we move out?
I don't know, Claude. How fast do you want to move this house?
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we talk in January and see what's what? Why don't we just wait till then?
Claude,
You're losing
correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you a little reluctant there, because we can get somebody in that house as soon as you leave. If we can start advertising it now.
But you're gonna have to show it, and my wife's gonna have to clean the house, and I got in trouble on that.
I don't know, Claude. I don't know. What do you think would work for you?
Like I said earlier, why don't we just start this January 15th? Lock me up. Just lock me up now. Get
All
the
right.
firm commitment.
All right, Claude.
Pull the trigger.
All right, Claude. I have no problem with that. If you would want to, I can send you over the paperwork today so we can get started January 15th.
There you go. You got it.
All right.
You got it. You can't when you
Okay. I'm listening.
It's like two foxes in the hen house, two roosters,
Okay.
you know. What is anybody gonna give up? Or, you know, when you're adversarial with someone, I want this, I want this. No, I understand how you feel. I'd feel the same way, but here's our problem. Oh, we can't resolve it. You got to think how important is it to be, what's the word, spontaneous?
Compromise.
What is it the comedians do? What do they call that when they get on stage? Improv. Thank you. I always forget that word. Justin, you're fantastic at thinking on your feet.
Mhm.
How do you get good at improvisation with stuff that you never heard before? They throw it at you and everything. How do you handle it?
It's a good question, and I think I have maybe some natural talents, but like maybe just personality traits I was born with, but also I grew up kind of watching that. My dad was a salesperson, so I kind of picked up some of that from him. But really, frankly, I've got a couple policies that really help. And one is that whenever I get into a scenario with a conversation and the person says something to me that I don't understand, hey, 100% of the time, I always put the pressure back on that person by asking another question. Really? You don't say, tell me more. I'm not sure I fully understand. What do you mean, and how did that make you feel? Okay, I've got some real open-ended questions that get them to tell me more until I can understand enough to have something intelligent to say. Okay, so I have a stall game of my own. The prospect has theirs, I have mine.
Yeah. And whose system? The prospect has a system. This is why I'm so big on having a system of sales. 3 steps in my head, 3 little staircase steps: agenda, setting up an agreement, a platform, the rule book up front, qualifying them. If they don't have the money, what's the point? If they don't own the property, why should we continue talking to them? If their motivation is a 1 or a 2 and we can't get them past a 5 or a 6, how much time should we spend with somebody? Okay, so that's the qualification. And then commitment to close. You guys are always seeing that. I use the word imagine. I'm looking to get those little baby step commitments throughout the conversation. If you found a solution, Amanda, if you found a solution to your problem, you want to get out of your apartment, you want to get into a house you can afford in a better neighborhood, better school for your children. If you found a solution no later than November that met with your budget, you wouldn't want to take an action right away, would you? You wouldn't make it. Oh, you would? Oh,
Yeah, I would.
Do you mind if I ask you 2 or 3 more questions? I think I have a solution. I think I have a few ideas for you here that'll help you, if you don't mind. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and if we can do business, that's how I make a living. Let's move forward. And if you don't like the way the ideas I have or whatever, would you just fire me real quick? Say,
Yeah.
Claude, get lost. Pound sand, salt, whatever. Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. Boom. That's an agenda. Who's in control?
You.
Who's usually in control on these cold calls, these phone calls? Who's usually the one in control? Who has their system for the average salesperson?
This to prospects.
Yeah, you say it like you mean it.
Prospect.
The prospect. Why?
Because I think is more they're more standoffish from the beginning to get go.
They feel that they have the right to ask all the questions. Who are you?
But I got to write.
How'd you get my number? Well, you're the 3rd real estate agent. One of those. You're the 3rd investor to call me. Boom. I mean, we get that on the phone calls, don't we? It's tough out there. Okay. I mean, I have a box of Boohoo tissues always ready here. Okay, because I don't like all that rejection, and I'll admit it. So you better find a better system, because the prospect, if you don't use your own system and do the things that we've been practicing here for the last 40, 50 minutes, you will default to the prospect system, which means they get to ask the questions, they get to be snippy or rude to you, they get to pick your brain, free consulting, and they get to dismiss you. Is that fun?
No.
That's not the way to. That's
So how do we get from okay, say I found a listing of a motivate, or I can see it's a listing of a for rent by owner or a for sale by owner, and I contact them. I pretty much said to the gentleman if he would. I can't remember. I on the spot, so I can't remember exactly what I said now. I think what I did as well was text. So I think no texting. Get on the phone with them directly.
You can text. Robert earlier was talking about texting. That's his That's his way of initiating a meeting with somebody. Okay, and we're gonna say, and part of a lot of people's marketing is about texting and email to open the door, or do videos, or do things like that. That's a way of doing it. But eventually, and you guys can disagree with me, I've never done a real estate deal without actually talking with the principal parties. Okay, I don't think you can negotiate a deal by texting and emailing, or God, I really show my age here right now. Faxing. Does anyone use a fax machine besides a door? It's a doorstop now, right? Do we still use faxes once in a while?
Yeah, for my day job.
Okay. I have a document now. I take a picture and just send it. Usually it works pretty well. The thing about it is, we have to eventually get into that conversation with them to get the information, to derive whether they qualify or not, to have a civilized. We've lost this skill set. I say this all the time. I think we've lost the ability to communicate directly. Christine and I think, had this conversation. Do you think all this technology has helped or detracted from our skill sets of negotiation?
Detract majorly. I actually used your lines yesterday while I was doing grocery shopping. And
what did you do? Tell us. Share. Real fast. We got 3 minutes left.
Yesterday we were talking about how the art of communication doesn't even exist anymore.
And
so
you saw a very attractive bag boy at the cash register, and you wanted to.
No, it was a grandma.
Right?
It was this little old lady, and she was just like looking between, and I was like, man, I don't know how to pick what was it, a pepper or a tomato? Can you help me out? You seem to be picking the whatever tomatoes exactly, or something like that.
Good. Do that role play with Justin. He's your produce. He's really good He's a good looking young produce manager there, and you're right by the tomatoes. Go ahead. I want to hear this role play.
Excuse me. I don't really cook that often, and when I do, it's frozen food. But I was wondering if you can help me out, pick out some tomatoes. I don't know which ones to pick. Can you help me out?
That's a great question. What kind of a dish are you using the tomatoes in?
Well, I wanted to make tomato soup. So is there a
Oh.
difference in tomatoes?
Yeah, tomato soup. Do you have a recipe? Is it calling for a specific type of tomato, maybe a canned tomato or something, or a fresh tomato? You're looking for fresh tomatoes?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from preservatives nowadays. Uncle Claude told me that
Okay.
they're bad for me.
Okay, well, we do have organic canned tomatoes over in the canned goods section, but here in the fresh produce section, we do have these big, we have hothouse tomatoes over here. These are the smaller kind. We have cherry tomatoes, and we also have these big, luscious red and orange. I don't know what. These are special tomatoes. Um, if I were putting them in a dish, what tomato would I use? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know there's so many varieties of tomatoes. What would do well in a soup?
Yeah, excellent. What I would do in a soup is I would buy these cherry tomatoes here. and then I would slice them up, and then I would put the slices in the soup, and they'll cook up real nicely in the soup, just like that. If I were to bag,
everything I didn't want to know about tomatoes.
thank you for saying that. And if I were to bag up a couple pounds of these cherry tomatoes, is that gonna be enough for your dish tonight, or maybe we should throw in a couple more pounds? 3-4 pounds. How many you need?
I think the 3 pounds should be enough. I mean, it's just for me and my partner, so
Okay,
yeah.
great. You know what? You're going to love some of this parsley and some of this fresh basil leaves as well. Throw them in there with it, and it's to die for. I'm telling you what. Don't tell any of your friends, because they'll all start making this. All right, let me put this together.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Claude's Kitchen.
I'm going for the upsell.
Yeah. And all Christina had to do, one of the easiest ways to get in a conversation with somebody. I believe conversation leads to contracts, deals, money. I really believe it. I know enough people, and Amanda, this goes to your earlier question that you posted in the Zoom room. I think you could know all about real estate. You could do amortizations in your head. You know about lease purchase, subject to wholesaling, owner fine. You know all this stuff. And you have a marketing system where you're getting leads. But if you cannot close in one phone call or get a commitment or qualify, it doesn't matter how smart you are and how good your leads are. It's all about the communication and closing. You guys agree, disagree? Go. That's my level of priority, is that it's about getting that person on the phone, getting them in an emotional state, getting them to like and trust you, getting information and getting commitment or getting out.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, if you don't know all the answers and all the solutions and everything, will you learn through this evolutionary process?
So basically what you're saying is just follow the staircase, basically. Do I have to, I'm thinking, what I got choked up in is the question. I keep getting stuck at the agenda. After I reach agenda, I think maybe best I should write down a few questions I might want to ask. So is that something you would advise me to do?
I would ask questions. Gee, why is this a problem? I don't understand. Why don't you give it to a realtor? Call up, you should call up Justin Chamness. He'll buy the property. I don't understand. Why is this a problem? Buying, selling, renting this property. Tell me about your problem, and I'll offer you some solutions. Or I'll even make you an offer. Okay. How many people start a conversation like that at the preamble, at the beginning? Okay. Don't sound like your competition. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Campbell's Tomato Soup, by the way. 4 for $1 at Safeway.
No,
I only
it's not made with fresh tomatoes. See, it's made with tomato concentrate. You want to avoid that.
Hey, now you're getting offensive here. The best meal in a cold winter New Jersey day was when Mom made me a grilled cheese sandwich in that Campbell's soup, in that tomato Campbell's soup or chicken noodle.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Why am I always talking about food?
I don't think it's the same as it used to be.
You guys, great. Thank you. Enjoy. Did we learn something today? Was it a little fun? Did we pick up a couple ideas here?
I loved it. Claude, I love coming on here and role playing outside of my industry. Really helpful, man. Really helpful.
Thank you.
It does. I mean, it really solidifies the gut sales staircase, as she was talking about. Like, and not just like in the way that I normally think about it, but it's great, dude. I love it. Thank you, Uncle Claude.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for saying it. Makes sense and it works. I am nobody special. I'm just I'm a guy who works hard and everything. And I went to all the seminars and everything and knocked on the doors and did everything people were telling me to do. And I was still broke. And I found out that this is my mission in life, to share with you guys what really works. And except for a few people in the industry like Justin, there's not many people talking about the persuasion techniques to get people. If we speak to enough people and they like and trust us and we give them practical solutions, they'll do business with us. We will get that right person. But if we're just doing stuff that gives us rejection and demeans us and eventually we're going to quit because it's frustrating. and it's not rewarding. Do we need to be rewarded? I need gratification in my world. If I'm working hard and I don't get gratification, I can't keep working that hard. Is that just me?
No.
Is that you guys?
I
too?
never wanted to work hard to begin with.
A little too much honesty there. You guys are great. Thanks for joining. Have a great week. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
And for you folks on YouTube, my name is Claude Diamond, claudediamond.com, and I do answer my own phone, 970-281-5151. Hope you enjoyed this. I believe that sales is the $1 million skill. I've written books. The Mentor Teaches the Gut Sales Method, How to Sell with Guts. Success comes from good communication, not knocking on doors, mailing and texting. That might work to open the door, but how do you close it? And I run a successful business working for my different homes in different part of the country. I work with my wife. We have no employees, and we have a heck of a lot of fun talking to nice people all over the world. Learn how, as the sign says behind me, give good phone. Take care. Thanks for joining us.